race, 6 stages, all culminating in Zagreb. We started in Vodice, but today, stage 2 takes the riders from Beograd na Moru. We're heading for Nevalia into the island of Pag. This is where we start, right close to the old town in Beograd na Moru. It's a very, very old town indeed. We're right along the Adriatic Sea. Today's stage, it's a short but sharp stage, 114 kilometers, just over 1,000 meters of elevation. Take a look at the sign on there in the green jersey. That's Axel van der Turk of Metek. He was in the breakaway yesterday. He leads the King of the Mountains competition. There in the blue jersey, it's Giovanni Lunardi. He's borrowing that blue jersey off the shoulders of Alexander Kristoff. Cyrus Monkey was in the breakaway yesterday. He currently sits 3rd overall in the general classification after the bonus seconds he took on day 1. Roberto Brutamesso. Well, there's lots of fans for Bahrain Victorious here at the start. Why not? Start them young. TDT Unibet, well, they're always a team that like to animate the races. Let's see what they can do today. There's Alexander Kristoff. He leads the race. He took stage 1 yesterday. He came into the stage. He said he didn't feel too good, but a stage victory, and he's got a big opportunity at another today because on paper, this is one for the sprinters. It's one in which could end in a bunch sprint. However, there is a lot of possibility for certain teams, if they're willing to try it, to try and split the race up. Particularly the fact that it's so windy out there today as well. We've got a southerly wind. It's around 35 kilometers per hour. We've got that Ugo wind. Ugo wind comes from the south. Yesterday we had the Bora wind. And it's really in the favour of the riders. We're heading, this is the route map. We're heading north along the coast. We're heading for Zadar. That's where our first intermediate sprint will come. 5, 3 and 1 points available. They'll make that right-hand turn, then they'll travel left. This is where they leave the mainland. They go over the bridge and we're onto the island of Pag here. But as you can see, the wind is always in the favour of the riders. They go over the next intermediate sprint at Pag, over the King of the Mountain, into Nevalia for their final intermediate sprint before a 4.5 kilometre loop around the finish. As the flag is waved, after 5 kilometres of neutral section, the race is officially underway, and it's the green jersey of Axel van der Turk of Metek who is trying to force a breakaway to go. This is Metek's solo op powered by Mantle, and the 23-year-old Dutch rider, there's no messing around here. A couple more riders from our invited teams, from the continental teams have bridged across, one of those being from Adria Mobile. That's like the young rider Nicholas Gorkovic, the 20-year-old. He's in the move, as is Dan Andre Tomsic. So van der Turk we already saw. The other being Peter Pekler, number 195 in the black shorts with the turquoise jersey. Right at the back here, number 167, that was Tomsic. They're getting themselves set for the intermediate sprint here in Zadar. Van der Turk goes on the left-hand side. Coming into the finish, well, he's not happy, Van der Turk. Gorkovic, he takes the 5 points ahead of Van der Turk with the 3. Radosz taking the 1. And that rider is Maximilian Radosz, the Polish rider. 3, 2 and 1 bonus seconds for the first 3 riders.
Van die ding af.
70 kilometers remaining. They've had that roaring tailwind. The wind now coming to the left-hand side of the riders. There's the leader in the general classification. That's Alexander Kristoff in the red jersey, number 135. He doesn't look too much different, does he, to his normal Uno X kit with the red jersey. However, he is the leader in the general classification. After last year coming in with some superb form and failing to take a stage victory, he had 4 podium finishes and he finished 2nd overall in the general classification by a mere 3 seconds. So we see it's all come back together and more attacks starting to go off the front. And once again, Axel van der Tuk is one of the main protagonists trying to follow. This is where we are on the course. We've gone through that first intermediate checkpoint. We're heading to our first King of the Mountain of the day. This is the third category King of the Mountain. It's 7.5 kilometres long with an average gradient of 2.1%, but as you can see on that profile, it kicks up quite severely. Then you have some descents, you kick up again, you descend again. So it's quite an irregular climb, really. It's nice and smooth, great tarmac. Three riders starting to go clear. Trying to come across is one of the riders from the Ineos Grenadiers, followed by one of the riders once again from Metec Solar Watt powered by Mantle. And on the left side here, Ben Turner. Well, this is a big injection of pace from Ben Turner of the Ineos Grenadiers. You can see him there in that black and orangey red jersey. Maybe, just maybe, Elio Viviani isn't quite feeling so good, because arguably on paper this is a day for the sprinters, and the fact that you're seeing Ben Turner trying to split things here, trying to force a move going clear. Well, it's all come back together now, but maybe a telltale sign that some of the sprinters aren't feeling so great today. TDT Unibet start to put some injection into the pace. Meanwhile, you've got three riders who are coming across over the top of this third categorised climb. Number 171, this is Pavel Burnash, followed by Kim Hajduk. Number 156, that's Daniel Turek. No more points available for Axel van der Tuk. Still remains the leader. This is the 34-year-old Polish rider from Mazowski Serci Polski. They're working well together. Definitely the Ineos Grenadiers want to try and shake things up here, because as we saw, Ben Turner's been in the front and he's been on the attack. Kim Hajduk now is the rider here, the young German rider from Cologne. 24 years of age, started and joined the Ineos Grenadiers, starting his pro career there. 15 seconds for the three riders in the breakaway. These two riders are in the gap in front, in between, sorry. We've got one rider there from CRO Seguros who's trying to come across. That rider there, this is Jelle Johanning, a 27-year-old Dutch rider from TDT Unibet cycling in that wonderful jersey, the sky blue jersey, wonderful paint job on the bike. The duo have got these three out front in their sights. It's just trying to close the gap is the big issue. You've got this roaring tailwind. The average speed of the race has been over 50 kilometres per hour so far. Polti Comets are in the white jersey with the red shorts. They're trying to keep a control of things because, well, they've got several options within their team, but particularly the fact they've got Giovanni Lunardi, who was second on the stage yesterday to Alexander Kristoff. He's right up there in the points jersey too. They know that the Ineos Grenadiers aren't going to work, and Alberto Contador's Pro Continental team, the second division team, are being put to the test and put on the front inside 60 kilometres to go to keep control of now 5 riders who are in the front of the race. You can just see the way that they're riding, just overlapping the wheel ever so slightly to each other, just trying to take as much protection as possible from the wind. Back of the race, this is Murgi Aldi, number 7, just in front of him, number 6, that's Callum Johnston, the British rider. far right side, that's Emmanuel Bookman, number 31. Emmanuel Bookman maybe trying to go for the general classification, but he's sitting a little further back. There's the King of the Mountains classification. Axel Van der Tuk has 18 points to Murgiali's 10. Munoz on 6th, Monk on 4, with Bernos on 3, having won that third categorised climb a short while ago. The points classification, well, it looks like this. Alexander Kristoff leads the classification, 25 points to Lenardi's 20. Brutames on 16, with Foldager and Viviani running out the top 5. But of course, with Kristoff in the red jersey, the blue jersey is now on the shoulders of Lenardi, whilst he's just keeping it warm for the Norwegian. Over the bridge, leaving the mainland of Croatia behind and heading to the island of Pag. The island itself is famous for its salt, for its goat's cheese. A little bit of control at the head of the peloton. Q36.5 are up towards the front. See them there in the grey jerseys. Matteo Baldiati, the former Swiss road race champion, is on the front. Inside 50 kilometres to go. On the far left side, Ryan Mullen there, you can see the Irishman for Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe, just alongside him is UAE Team Emirates. Still 2 riders who are up the front. This is Kaczmarek and Casper van der Wood. The 2 riders from the 3rd division teams. You've got a squad of Metec Solar Watts, powered by Mansell, in this black and blue jersey with the fluorescent bikes. That's the team of Casper van der Wood, the 24-year-old rider from the Netherlands. And then you've also got Kaczmarek, Jakub Kaczmarek, the 31-year-old Polish rider from Mazowskie Serci Polski in the red jersey. Both teams, they've been real protagonists so far in Croatia. It shows the reason why they're invited back to these kind of races year after year. Kamil Gradek in the white jersey. Polish 34-year-old from Bahrain Victorious. They've got big ambitions today, Bahrain Victorious. Of course, they want to try and do something in the general classification because they've won this race overall. That was the last time was 2 years ago with Mati Mohoric. But they come with some excellent talent, particularly with Fred Wright, who's got a good opportunity to try and take the overall. He's a good climber. He's right up there in taking bonus seconds. We saw that yesterday. Also got a couple of sprinters in their roster, but first of all, they've got these 2 riders out front who've now got 55 seconds of an advantage. The next big point on the day is you see number 21, that's Filippo Ganna of the Ineos Grenadiers. Number 126, you can see that's Aviadis Mikitas, 22-year-old Lithuanian rider who's on a stagiaire contract right now with Tudor Pro Cycling. He's riding up from their Devo team, their development team. How hard it is for these 2 riders with the windy conditions. Inside 40 kilometres to go, the gap at 1 minute and 4 seconds. One of the team cars who's come through the gap as it currently stands now. This one years are out roadside. In the next 10 kilometres we'll be getting to our intermediate sprint, followed quickly and very swiftly by the 2nd and final King of the Mountain of the day. Let's have a little think about riders to watch out for today. Should it come back down to a bunch sprint, you've got Luis Aulard of CRO Race. He's got a real great turn of speed on him, the former Venezuelan road race champion. You've got Barati and Zambanini from Bahrain victorious. Elio Viviani, after a 5th place yesterday, will be looking to try and go a few places better today. You've got Sam Welsford of Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe, the Commonwealth track champion. He's already had 4 victories this season alone, so we're looking to try and add a 5th. Tobias Lund from Team DSM Firmenich, along with his teammate Pavel Bittner. You've got Campbell Stewart, the rider from New Zealand. Watch out for the rider with number 56 on his shoulders. Right on cue, Alexander Kristoff from Uno X Mobility after yesterday's stage victory. A strong, powerful Norwegian will be looking to try and go back-to-back. Alvaro Hodge and Sebastian Milano from UAE Team Emirates, well, they're a real dynamic duo. Especially watch out for the Colombian Milano. He's not won a race this season, and so he really wants to try and end the season at least with 1 victory. It can work wonders for your following season. Jordi bounces up there, Robin Freudevo, Giovanni Lenardi, as well as Dylan Fincht of Adria Mobil, Thomas Brudzinski and Mikhail Pomorski from the wildcard team of Mazowski Serci Polski. The 21-year-old Polish rider is an excellent addition. Over the bridge, just up ahead, you've got the intermediate sprint. Just on the front, this is Jakub Kaczmarek on his wheel. You've got the Dutch rider Casper van der Wood. They go through the line. Jakub Kaczmarek taking the 5 points and 3 bonus seconds ahead of Casper van der Wood, who takes 3 points and the 2 bonus seconds. From the peloton, there's still 1 point and 1 bonus second available. Go to the right-hand side of the roundabout. They're going to be into the base of the final King of the Mountain of the day any moment now. They pass the village of Pag on the right-hand side. They make the left-hand turn at the junction. Going for the final second and the final point, Fred Wright crosses the line. Another bonus second to the British riders' tally. Took 3 bonus seconds yesterday. They take the right-hand side of the roundabout onto the base of the King of the Mountain. Here's the city of Pag in the old town itself. .43 seconds is the advantage for these 2 riders who are out front. There's the results in Pag. Kaczmarek taking the 5, Van der Voort taking the 3, with Wright taking the 1. Pass through Pag, one of the rare urban communities anywhere in the world that's got an exact date of birth. 18th of May, 1443. Of Lace, you've got the cheese, you've got the salt fields nearby. The second half of this climb is incredibly difficult because it's very different to the difficulty of the first half. The first half, it's very steep gradients, you've got 8-9% gradients, but this second half is not nearly as quite as steep, but you've got a block headwind here. Get to the top of this second categorised climb. Look how hard it is for these 2 riders into this block headwind. 24.8 kilometres to go. The gap is starting to fall, only 24 seconds now. And Casper van der Wood, knowing his teammate Axel van der Turk isn't there, he takes the 6 points at the top of this second categorised climb. He's playing a great teammate role here because he knows that Axel van der Turk needs the advantage. Moving forward is Charles Page. Axel van der Turk confirmed taking the 2 points on that second categorised climb. That should put him on 20 points in the King of the Mountains classification now. So the Dutchman, the 23-year-old, is doing a good job. 5.5 kilometres to go. Team DSM Firmenich, Post and L have got the control. Don't forget, we've got one final intermediate sprint at the finish line here as we head towards Navalia. This is what they will face in 4.5 kilometres time. They take this sweeping right-hand bend, they can carry a lot of speed. Right now, Team DSM Firmenich, Post and L have got the control. Lund is there, as is Bidner. Also moving forward, that looks as though it's Wandal, the Danish rider who's in sublime form for Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe, starting to move himself forward. One of the riders from Adria Mobile, Franmi Holjevits, is there, just poking out of the line, trying to move himself forward, as is one of the riders from Jayco Alula, who's trying to get the bonus seconds here. Looks as though Foldanger's up there, but look at this from Pavel Bidner and Lund. Well, Team DSM Firmenich, Post and L, looks as though they take a 1-2. Olois Aulala was there, but Wandal not happy with that performance. This is out on some bonus seconds. Onto the narrow road. Bittner takes it, 5 points to him ahead of his teammate Lund. Olois Aulala confirmed and taking the 1 point. 1.5 kilometres remain. Hajduk and Stannard have a little advantage, and this could be playing into the hands of the Ineos Grenadiers and Bahrain Victorious. It's leaving Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe's Ben Zwihoff to do all of the work in chasing behind. See him in that darker blue jersey. He takes a look over the right-hand shoulder. He's looking for his team, and where is Sam Welsford currently? But due to the pace, how much longer are these two going to be out front for? Hajduk sits up, takes a look over the shoulder at Stannard. Oscar Onley on the front on the far left side for Team DSM Firmenich, Post and L. TDT Unibet starting to move themselves forward, and they want to try and sprint with Jordi Bounce, the 28-year-old Belgian rider. Now they start to accelerate. Unuex Mobility are there as Oscar Onley takes it into this right-hand turn. Soon they'll go under the Flamme Rouge with 1,000 metres remaining. Starting to move forward, Filip Maciek, the Polish rider. There's Fred Wright in the white jersey on the left side. He's got Zampanini on the wheel. In the blue jersey for Polti Commenter, that's Giovanni Lunardi. Under the Flamme Rouge, 1 kilometre remaining. And this is going to be a big bunch sprint into Navalia. Out of place, it's the Ineos Grenadiers. Where's Elia Viviani currently? The former European champion is completely out of position. And Franmi Holjevits, the rider from Bahrain Victorious, carries so much speed into that right-hand turn. Trying to get on terms is TDT Unibet, and Fred Wright is trying to close the gap because they know they've got Borati and they've got Zampanini, and Bahrain Victorious are in an incredibly strong position, but holding steady. Mirko Maestri starts to launch. He's got his teammate there in the blue jersey. That's Giovanni Lunardi. On the right side is Pavel Bidner, who's trying to come around on the right-hand side. Welsford's trying to find a way through. On the left side is Borati. Now down the centre of the road, Milano. Where on earth did he come from? And it's King Milano who wins stage 2 into Navalia of the CRO Race. Sebas Milano takes his first victory of the 2024 season. Well, he was poised, he was patient, and he managed to find a way through. Borati went early, but in the end, the experience from the Colombian paid off. Big embrace from Igor Ariata.
Finally, eh?
Finally, it's been a long season. Finally, he gets his first victory of the 2024 season, 25th victory of his career. And look at the way he just threads himself through. That was incredible, the way he was able to come through there. Benini went early. And just as he moved to the right-hand side, it just allowed Milano to come through the gap. Came around Lunardi. Lunardi at one point must have thought he was going for a stage victory. Welsford completely got that wrong. He got boxed in on the far right side. In the end, he managed to get a podium by the looks of things. Well, there's no denying this man, a clear victory for the Colombian. And UAE Team Emirates now with 76 victories in this season alone. Well, we've got a new leader. We've got a new leader in the general classification. Giovanni Lunardi, the Italian rider for Multicometer, leads the general classification. And now, after that performance, moves into the lead at the points classification. Leads the blue, although looking at Persona, he's not looking too delighted with that because he wanted the stage victory. Meanwhile, Axel van der Tuk, he's got a good healthy lead in the King of the Mountains competition. He'll wear green again tomorrow. Meanwhile, Alberto Brutametto, the 20-year-old Italian rider from Bahrain Victorious, continues to lead the best young rider classification. It's a slender advantage, though. Giovanni Lunardi leads the overall general classification 2 seconds ahead of Christoph, 6 ahead of Monk, with Welsford, Brutametto, Wright, Bidno, Gojkovic, Boughton, Andreasen, which is Tobias Lund, rounding out the top 10. Sebas Milano wins the stage ahead of Lunardi, Welsford, Burati, Christoph. What a performance that was from the UAE Team Emirates rider, with 3 riders on Multicometer in the top 10. We'll see you tomorrow for stage 3 as we head to Apatia.